All right, welcome everyone to our first Mastery Monday of 2023. I appreciate you joining. Yeah, what a 2023 it's been so far, huh? Blasting through the year in some really powerful ways. Some may be comfortable, some may not be so comfortable. And we're continuing on right now with some more pretty deep dives into our consciousness, into our bodies as this planet is shifting. And so I wanted to welcome everyone into an opening today into receiving and being and connecting into the essence, the experience of love. And we'll get into love itself, what that means from my perspective and what I know I receive from a lot of you and what you're experiencing with love itself in its purest sense. And so for those of you who are with me regularly, thank you. I appreciate you being here. And those of you who are new, I will share that I will begin with a quick opening, grounding, unifying meditation. And then I'll share a bit about why I welcomed you and invited you into this space with the power of love today. And then we'll go into a meditation around that. And then we'll go into any space of sharing, any questions, support. And we'll be here for about an hour. So I appreciate everyone being here. Welcome. Let's take a deep breath in to our bodies. I invite you, if you wish to at this time, to close your eyes. And just welcome yourself here into this moment, into this breath, into this feeling. Just noticing your breath, noticing yourself. How are you feeling? What's present for you in this moment? Are you comfortable in your seat? Is there any tension in your body? What feelings are present? Just give yourself the awareness to breathe into that space. Give yourself the moment. Just breathe, continuing to breathe. And as you're breathing, welcoming any parts of your body to receive this breath. Receive this life-giving force of breath here. Letting your body settle into your seat. And as we do so, just feeling our bodies, feeling our energy, taking a moment and letting this energy flow with a deep breath through, taking a full, deep body breath. As if you're pulling it up from your feet all the way up your body to the top of your head. Really deeply into the belly, and then exhaling and letting it flow all the way down through the body, exhaling out the feet, and letting that breath go all the way down into the center of this beautiful earth. Intending that it lands in the beautiful, crystalline, light-filled center of the heart of earth. Letting all of our energy just settle and connect here. And then breathing it back up the body through the earth, bringing this energy, connecting the life of us with the life of earth up through our body. Breathing at the heart, having gratitude for yourself, the earth, and the space here. Just breathing here for a moment through the heart. Just noticing if your body relaxes even more. Your mind. And breathing and welcoming in the light of your body, light of your soul, your wisdom that's always here within you. Acknowledging this beautiful self that you are. welcoming what's here for you to receive today and to share. And then breathing and expanding our awareness, welcoming in the highest energies that we all are, in our purest sense of everyone else that is here, that's supporting this space. Everyone that's here and present, anyone that's coming onto the replay. That we expand our awareness and allow our space to acknowledge the presence of everyone here. And what everyone is here to share, to give, to receive on any level that they do in this space, and that it's done in harmony and love. Beautiful. And just bringing your energy into the center of your body, into your heart, or anywhere else that it feels good to breathe right now, and to let your energy settle into your body. As you just welcome yourself here even more. Thank you. And I'm just seeing a beautiful white golden light surrounding the whole space and everyone here, so that we may have a beautiful, deeply connective, open, healing, transformative, embodying, whatever's here for you today. All that's here for you today in the highest good. Thank you. Breathing into your heart. Taking a moment here, and if you wish to open your eyes and feel the space around you, you can. If you wish to keep your eyes closed as I speak, that's fine. Just allowing yourself, knowing that this is a free space for you to feel, to be, to share, to move, to do whatever is necessary for you to feel good and comfortable. So what came through as I was tuning in today for our connection was the power of love. And love can be a really loaded word a lot of times that has a lot of different definitions, ideas, feelings, and thoughts that can sometimes bring us into a state of confusion or discomfort with love itself, whether it's for ourselves, whether it's for others or the world, being in a body, or maybe, and then we also have those experiences of pure connection, pure bliss, pure ecstasy, that love that we have for others, if it's a family member, or if it's a partner, or if it's an animal, or a plant, there's so many different expressions in the way that we feel what we call love. And love itself, for me, when we get into the pureness of it, just the pure essence of love itself, it's just life itself. It's this, it's like expressionless. It doesn't have the word. I don't feel that I have the words, that a lot of us have the words to use of what it feels like to just be in pure energy, pure experience that is beyond our thoughts, that's beyond our words, that really is a feeling, a sensation, a wholeness, a completeness. And so I wanted to invite us into a space today to kind of create that space of love, create that space of pureness, create that space of connection to ourselves, with each other, with life itself, that allows us to step into a space, to be present, be so present in a space that it creates that willingness, that knowingness, that ability, that capacity to come into harmony more with ourselves in life. Because we talk about loving ourselves, we talk about loving others unconditionally. Let's be in love, let's be in light. And that's all beautiful, and it's good. And I appreciate those of us who work on that level to go, okay, let's come into love. But sometimes love isn't easy. It's not easy to have our hearts fully open to something, even to our, mostly a lot of times to our own selves, right? And so when I say let's come into love, it's not a process of spiritually bypassing what we're actually feeling, or what we're actually experiencing. It's going, can I love myself? Do I have enough of, you know, um, acknowledgement or acceptance of myself in this moment that I will let myself feel exactly what I'm feeling in this moment, no matter what, right? I am going to allow myself to have this experience so fully. And to me, that's the greatest self-love we can give ourselves. Because a lot of times if we say, oh, I'm feeling this feeling, but oh, I should feel love, or I should feel happiness, or I should feel gratitude, or I should feel something, and it becomes a struggle, then we're resisting, we're struggling and battling, coming into that inner battle against what actually is occurring, right? Rather than just going, okay, I'm going to breathe, I'm going to feel this. And with our heart being this amazing center of our body, it has the capacity to hold and flow so much, right? And every cell of our body embodies that idea of love, of life, that spark of source that we all are. That is, it's interesting because we think about, let's love unconditionally, let's love ourselves unconditionally, where we have no conditions on ourselves, right? So if we're going to live unconditionally, if we're going to be without judgment, if we're really going to do that, it takes practice, it takes effort. And so if we decide, that, oh, I have to, elevate myself to a state of love when I'm feeling anger or grief or frustration or overwhelm, then what we do is we actually create more tension and we create repression of those energies, of those ideas, of those feelings, right? And then that becomes more of a battle within us because we keep building up all this energy, and then we try to stay up at this level and have this idea of spiritual reality as just love. And then there's this whole chasm, this whole part of ourselves that we may be, ignoring or judging and saying, oh, that's not okay to feel that. And let's shift that. Let's shift that, right now in this space, and come into a new awareness or an agreement with ourselves that we can allow ourselves to feel, truly feel. Because when we allow ourselves to truly feel in the moment, it allows that spaciousness to happen around what we're feeling. It allows it to have its movement, to have its flow, to have its expression, to have have the power, because there's a lot of power in those emotions. And that power itself even is that life essence, that life force, right? So this is an opportunity to go, okay, because we have these ideas, oh, I want to be in balance. I want to be in balance in my life. I want to be centered and I want to be in balance. But how often are we able to maintain that moment of centeredness, that moment of balance? Balance is a fleeting experience, okay? And so when we say, let's come into balance, it's okay. When we do allow ourselves and we have those moments, and those moments happen, they expand upon themselves. Just like when we have those moments of love and we expand into those experiences where we allow ourselves to feel so deeply, right? That's that moment of balance. When we allow ourselves to feel so deeply, and all of a sudden we feel that space. We feel that space where what we're feeling shifts and we're just observing it, rather than resisting it or struggling against it or having difficulty with it, right? And having some judgment around it. And sometimes this may take minutes, sometimes it may take hours, weeks, days, months, years, right? But it's possible in that space to bring in that power, that raw power that we all are, that is at its core love itself, beyond the love of what we may feel we have with another person. It's just that experience of pure life, pure experience. And so knowing that is our foundation of our beingness right now, it's amazing to actually allow all of that energy to flow. And that's when we come into harmony. We have that moment of balance where there's no judgment, there's nothing on either side of us pulling us in either direction, because we've allowed ourselves to have the space to feel, right? We allowed ourselves to have the space to feel so deeply, everything evens out. And then of course another thought comes in, or another emotion comes in, and then it's like there's no balance anymore. It's just like our bodies aren't in balance all the time. It's constantly striving to be in balance, but it's always, pH points above or below, what actual neutral is. And so when I say that space, it's that space of neutrality, that space where everything just is as it is. And in those moments, we get to take that breath and go, now can I invite love in to this experience? Can I invite that openness? Can I invite that love to surround that part of my body that maybe I was upset because it was in pain and I don't want to be in pain anymore, right? Or maybe that experience that keeps happening with someone and it doesn't seem to shift to the level or the degree that you would like. You think you do all this inner work and then this, similar experiences keep coming up. Can I keep loving this experience no matter what, right? Because when that happens, it allows us to engage into the present moment even more. It allows us to neutralize, and it allows us to just let it be and to come into harmony. And when what that harmony is being in that flow. It's ebbing, it's moving, it's up here, it's down there, it's over there, it's over here, right? It's like our frequency, our vibration is constantly changing and shifting. And so can we be in harmony with that? It's just like in music, when everything is happening in harmony, it's in tune. Can we just be in tune? Can we be in that love? And can we recognize that, sometimes self-love takes a lot of effort. It's not easy sometimes to recognize what self-love is, even at first. Like, what is self-love? What is that? And for me, it's just going, okay, I'm here, I'm in this body, I'm alive, I have all these feelings, I have all these thoughts, I have all these experiences, some feel good, some don't. Can I just give myself the awareness in the present in each moment? Just be present with it. And that to me is the greatest love we can give to ourselves, the greatest love we can give to anybody else, the greatest love we can give to this planet right now. Because there's so much going on on our planet right now that seems just amazing, but also very dissonant, right? Because of the transitions and shapes, the shifting that's happening on all levels. And it's causing a lot to come to the surface. And that's the part, and that as we're seeing it in the collective, right? We're seeing what seems to be so much chaos. There's the earthquakes, there's the stuff happening with our governments, there's all this stuff happening. And it's going, wow, how much of that, how much am I also feeling that turmoil inside of my own self, with my own self, my own thoughts about myself, my own experiences, or my experiences with other people, right? So it's as above, so below. And so on a greater level with the sun right now, I'm watching there's also these, battles going on in our etheric zone right now. And I'm watching it so intensely, and it's like, wow. And so if we can recognize that life itself may not ever be at this point, maybe in this body, that even stream of love and bliss that we'd like to have all the time. That's like the power of love that we have when we can just say, okay. Maybe last time I had an interaction with somebody and it was challenging, I met it this way and it felt really good and it felt really clear. It felt like I had some more capacity and ability to manage that, or to move through it with more ease. And then maybe the next time it blows up and it's crazy and you're like, wait, what just happened? I thought that shifted. Or when we make decisions in our life, what place are we making our decisions from? And recognizing that, it's not absolute. We have these beautiful, sublime essences of ourself, of source energy, but it's going to take expression in any way that it takes expression in the moment. And can we be in harmony and be okay with that? And that's the greatest love I feel we can have. It's not that we have to achieve ultimate love in every single moment and feel that all the time. That seems to be a huge, almost like it can be a burden, right? To think that that's what we have to achieve all the time and be all the time. Let's let that burden free. Let's set that burden free and say, wait, I think the greatest love here is just being present in each moment with what is. And can that be okay? Can that be okay? And I know we talk about that a lot, of like, how much can we just allow things to be? How much can we allow ourselves to be? And when we open that space, then so much is possible. So much is possible. There's so much more energy available to us to create from, to have, to see, to feel, because we're not limiting, constricting. We're just going, watching, viewing, seeing, feeling, allowing. And that's that whole process of, acknowledging something, accepting it, becoming aware of the different nuances that you're feeling in each moment. So I think that's the process. Like, how deep are we willing to allow ourselves to feel? And I know sometimes a lot of those feelings don't feel so good, right? And that's why we're like, oh, I want to love instead. What if we love that? What if we just simply loved that, or just came into presence with it? What if we couldn't even love it in the moment, and that's okay, but we could simply just be with it? That is love itself. That is love itself. Just allowing ourselves to be with it, right? And it's just like that, how we extend that to others. Like, if someone just needs to be heard, or we have someone that we just feel to reach out to and we want to connect with them, from a space of that experience of just wanting to share, right? That's love. Everything right here, right now is love, but it's not always going to look like what we think love is, right? And I know a lot of us are going through that right now. So we're getting to know ourselves in ways, or we're getting to see things. And that's why I don't really talk in absolutes. I know a lot in the spiritual community, it's like, oh, this is anchoring in, and there are things that are anchoring in, and there are definitely things that are shifting on our planet. But when it's an absolute of like, oh, this finally happened, and this finally shifted, and this is going to take on a new, there's yeses and nos to that. There's yeses and nos to that, because then it kind of brings up this idea that all of a sudden, from this point forward, we're going to have a totally different experience with certain feelings, with certain ideas, with certain stuff happening on the planet. And from my experience of watching this so many years, it just doesn't work that way. There's always going to be things that come in, right? It's a dance, it's a play. And yes, we do reach different levels of frequency and vibration, and things are shifting, but it's always like this. It's always a current. It's always a current that's moving and shifting and changing. And how are we being in that shift and change? We may come down, we may go up, we may go sideways, we may stay where we are. Does that matter? Not really. No. It's how we feel right here, how we feel in our body, how we feel in the present moment. That's the most important thing. And being present with that is the power. And that, to me, is the essence of love. It's not going, oh, I have to have that feeling of love emitting through my heart all the time and with a smile on my face and everything's groovy. It's more like, oh, I'm just going to be present. And when those feelings happen, great. When that smile happens, when I'm feeling that power of that love emitting through my heart and my whole field, great. But when it's not, that's okay too. Because what is in all of that? Oh, there's so much to gain in all of that. And to me, when I love those, for me, the love that I have is when I'm able to step into those experiences, into my fullness, when I'm in reaction, or when I'm in judgment, or when I'm in self, negative talk, or whatever it is. It's like, oh, what is here? What's here? Because that to me is the greatest power of love. Yeah. Thank you, Julie. So I'd love to just invite us into a space to just sit in our bodies, to sit in this space, to sit in our hearts, to sit in this and say, wow, where can I invite myself to be present with today? What's present for me that I can just invite more of my awareness and presence, more of my acknowledgement, my capacity to witness something. And that creates more wholeness of ourselves, right? More wholeness. And that's what we're after, is more wholeness. And then as we are able to sit with those parts of ourselves or parts of an experience, and then that can cultivate the love, that can cultivate that settling, that okayness. And then we're going to go into the heart, and we're just going to invite our hearts to open, and every cell of our bodies, and then every cell of our body that is this beautiful heart of source, this beautiful heart of life itself, And we're just going to sit in that space, and we're going to be together here in that space. And we'll sit in stillness at some point when, we can feel that the field has reached a frequency. Just sit in that stillness and just be for a bit, and let that just course through our bodies, course through our fields, and hold us as we hold it. And we have this togetherness, this wholeness. And then we'll also direct it into and around Earth and beyond, just to support the field right now and everything that's happening on our planet. If that feels good to you to do, I'd love to do that. Yeah, good. I just wanted to check. Yeah, Facebook here. Thank you. So let's go into, thank you for everyone, your comments on Facebook too. So let's do that. Let's just sit for a bit together here, and I'll just guide us into a nice place that feels good to open up and receive ourselves in. So let's take a deep breath in. I invite you to close your eyes. I invite you to close your eyes and just acknowledge what's present here for you, what showed up for you in listening. What showed up for you here in listening? What do you feel in your body? What came present for you? And just breathe into that. Breathe into the space of yourself. I'm going to invoke the Quantum Love Sanctuary. It's a beautiful chamber of light that allows us to be received in our wholeness, ourself, just to support. There's a supportive energetic here. A nice sanctuary, just to be held, supported, loved, in any state of being that you're in this moment. And as you breathe into this body, start to notice where you're feeling sensations in the body or in the mind or in the emotional field. Just acknowledge them all. Acknowledge them all. Say, okay, I see you, I feel you, I hear you. I see you, I feel you, I hear you. Recognizing this part of you that's here. This part of you that's here. And just sit with it and be present with it. Watch it, listen, feel. And as you're in this space, breathing into it, letting your awareness expand around it and with it, with yourself. Maybe you're in a specific part of your body, maybe you're in a specific part of the thought or an experience that you had recently. Maybe you're in your whole body. Maybe you're out of your body. That's okay. Just breathing, watching, and listening. Letting yourself become so present with it that whatever needs to flow through with it right now has that space too. Maybe it's more awareness. Maybe it's some emotion that needs to flow. Maybe it's some thoughts that coming through. Maybe it's more sensation and expansion of the body. Coming into that. And coming into that space. and how much of your awareness is willing to maybe just deeply acknowledge where there may be these experiences that maybe you didn't feel you could be fully present with, or you're just welcoming more presence around. And how much acceptance is there with it, just to watch it, to see it, to witness yourself, to be willing to be so present with yourself and your body, your space, your wholeness. Allowing those parts of yourself to relax, to be held. And if you wish, if there's parts of your body that need more attention, or there's a little bit of resistance, just welcoming some golden light or white light or any other color that feels good to you to surround that part of your mind, your body, your emotional field. Just to support the holding and the flow of that energy, the holding of the awareness, to let that flow, to let that energy flow. And if you wish to, just calling your power into the center of your body, the center of your heart, from anything that you may have been holding around yourself, around somebody, just knowing that it's energy, it's power and energy itself. And if you wish to call your power back to yourself from that experience or from those thought patterns or behaviors, just knowing that we can allow those to just dissolve a bit. Just be welcomed into wholeness, welcome into completeness. At any level that it's here for you to do so. Knowing that we are whole. We are whole. Just breathing into the body here. Just allowing your awareness to go where it needs to go. Another place, another space of the body or the mind, or maybe you're just sitting in stillness. And allowing. Maybe there's something else that wants to show up, that wants some acknowledgement, some presence, some awareness, some connection with yourself. Just let it go where it wants to go. Breathing. And when you're ready, if you feel to, if you already are, breathing into the center of your heart, bringing your awareness, your attention into the center of your heart. We're going to call in the high heart as well. You can breathe through your physical heart as well as the space between your throat and your heart, the thymuses. And if you wish to, you can place a hand anywhere on your body, if you want to place a hand on your heart or anywhere else on your body, just to bring some awareness and attention to that space. With your breath, with your awareness. Just breathing here, breathing through the heart. And what does the heart have to say to you today? Have to share with you today? What is your heart have to share with you today? Just allowing and being present with that. And welcoming in through this beautiful space of your body and all the cells that exist within the body, the divine spark of light, of love that we are, just to open and flow even more, welcoming, inviting the essence, the purest essence of love through the body, the mind, through the heart. And inviting it into any of the spaces of your body, mind, or emotional fields, letting it flow through. How does it feel to you in this moment? Letting that be, just being present and watching and acknowledging. Can we allow our mind, our emotions, our bodies to take all the ideas, the thoughts, the feelings, the expressions, the different expressions of love that we have, to be held here in the pureness of energy, divine, sacred source energy, that all these expressions came. Just allow them to be absorbed into the one. To a wholeness here. Allowing ourselves to be okay. Allowing ourselves to be okay with what is in any moment. And that it's okay when we're not okay with what is. And that's our wholeness. That's our wholeness. Just breathing through the body here. We're going to take a few moments of stillness, so continue to breathe through the heart and just be aware and just watching, noticing, allowing. We're breathing through this beautiful energy that we are in our wholeness and entirety of our physicality and our energy. Let's allow ourselves, if you wish to expand this energy, letting our energy bodies expand through this love and our heart fields to expand through this divine energy of wholeness, and expand it through our homes, the space you're in. Expand it through the town, the area you're in. Expand it through the state, country. All the way through the center of Earth. All the way through the whole entirety of Earth itself. Inside, outside, surface, the air around the earth, all the way up into the space around. Through our solar system, our galaxy, the universe. There's one point, one flow, one harmonized breath, divine source, love. Breathing here. Allowing ourselves to be held, to receive this, flow it, to be it. Breathing into our own bodies, our own hearts again. And grounding through the earth, letting this breath flow all the way down into the center of Earth and letting our energy settle. Welcoming our energy to be at a frequency and a level around our bodies that's coherent and resonant for this moment. And inviting yourself into this opportunity just to be, inviting yourself in every moment to be with whatever's present, giving yourself the greatest gift of love by just being present. Beautiful. Breathing in, allowing the body to settle into you, the space around you, welcoming yourself to the space around you. Just noticing what you're feeling, what's happening in your body, in your mind, in your space. Maybe allowing some deeper relaxation and calmness in the body and the mind. Being available to yourself. being available to be. Just knowing this moment, really allowing yourself to have this moment. Anytime a moment arises, you can allow yourself to remember at any moment where there may be a challenge or a struggle or some resistance, to just be with it, to allow it. And then when it feels there's a space to open into it, to invite love into the space with it. Just knowing that every moment's an invitation for you to be you in your awareness, in your presence. Taking a deep breath and feeling your feet, feeling the space around you. When you're ready, allowing yourself to open your eyes to where you are. Just breathe and welcome yourself into the space, the environment you're in. Thank you so much for allowing yourself to be with this space, to be present here with this. And I just want to open up this space if anyone wants to share in chat or just share an experience that you've had with this or anything that you're experiencing. If you want, you can put it in chat in Zoom, and if you're on Facebook, you can put it in the comments. Yeah. So loving all parts of ourselves, the shadow, the light, the dark, the gray, and not thinking that we have to live in this black and white reality, right? Either it's love or it's not, maybe really it underlines it all. And we can be present with it all in the best way that we can in each moment. And that's the best we can do, right? So that we can release any judgment of ourselves. The star is so grateful being able to love myself now. Old habits offered themselves up, guilt, judgment, regret. What about this time? That I said, thank you. I love myself, choosing it as deep, cherished habit now. Thank you, Astaris. Love to all. Wow, beautiful. Yeah. And sometimes I think, okay, how many times do I have to love this before I don't experience it again, right? And I'm like, well, maybe there's just going to always be levels and degrees to that experience. And can I be okay with that? And I'm definitely coming to this place. Yeah, I can be okay with that. Because, I don't want to create an idea or a space within me that's going to create tension or resistance because I think that something shouldn't be there or doesn't have to be there, or that I already resolved it, right? So that when it comes up again, if and when it does, not saying it will, not saying it won't, that there's a space to be able to be with it. And that's the harmony, I believe, for all of us to be able to be in. Yeah. Adam, want to raise your hand?
Thank you, Kristen. Yes, that was really lovely. Thank you. Very lovely today. And I really took to heart what you said at the start before meditation about being in tune with everything inside of you and outside of you, and just being that balance between what's going on outside and what's going inside of you, and just keeping, just feeling that wonderful power you have of being in harmony with everything and being in the flow and just being centered in a wonderful way, not in a restricted way, but just being with the flow, and like music, being with the flow. So It's a wonderful analogy you gave us today about music being the flow with everything around, with the tuning in, feeling the flow with the harmony. So that's beautiful, and yeah, it just gives me the feeling that just the powerful revelation I got today was relax, just relax and breathe. Just let everything that comes, just relax, don't worry, just relax and just accept it as it is, and just experience everything as it comes, and not get too bottled up or upset by anything, but just relax and just be in the moment, and deal with it one thing at a time, and just be part of this wonderful adventure that our lives are.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. It is interesting, right? So of that relaxation that can happen, when we just we're willing to just breathe into the moment, of what is. And the relaxation may not come right away, especially if we're in a real challenging experience or idea or feeling, but it's there. It's an opportunity to sit with it as long as it takes for it to move, or maybe we have to actually move our bodies and do something and go change our environment or change an experience, and then sit with it and be with it, right? So I appreciate that. And that's the harmony and the in tune that we also get to recognize, that maybe when we're actually in an experience, we may not be able to be super present right there then in the moment with everything that's happening, right? But when we allow ourselves to, after the experience, or once we're out of a certain environment, we can sit with it and be like, oh, maybe that was underneath all those feelings I had, or why I was feeling this way or acting that way or experiencing that. So it gives us that space just to be in that self-reflective, aware space, and allowing that space to just have its awareness. And so it's a dance, right? It's a dance. It truly is a dance of life.
Yes. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, and Astaris wrote in chat, I always feel your heart, Adam. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's sweet. Yeah. It's yeah. And it's interesting because this is what they've always called, and if you're in a mystery school or anything like that, that's what they always called temperance. We're tempering ourselves. And that tempering ourselves is just going, how much of my energy is put into these different experiences, and how much of that am I able to just be in presence and awareness with, rather than acting something out, right? And some moments we have more of that power and capacity to be in our center and to be in more awareness, and then sometimes we're not. And like we said, that's the dance. So yeah, let's see. There's other, oh wow. Beautiful. Okay. Sorry, there's a bunch of chats that came in all at once, so I have to go back to the top. Okay, beautiful. I had similar experiences as a star. I felt so much compassion and love for the parts of me that hurt and are in deep pain, agony at times. Yeah. And anyone they may affect, especially my beloved. Thank you. Thank you for being present, Shar. Yeah, so much love to you. Yeah, love you. Love to all of me and love to all. One. And Julie, beautiful, gentle acceptance, embrace. Thank you. Savannah, yes. This was just the most marvelous Mastery Monday. So much gratitude. I am in a frazzled state, and yet I can still feel and tune into the golden light of love in my heart and body. Thank you all for creating this field of loving and allowing and accepting energy. Yes. Wow. Yeah. Katie, thank you. And Gigi, yeah. And if anyone else actually wants to speak, you can either raise your hand, you can go into chat, or participants, if you're on your phone or on your screen, whatever, or your computer, you can either go into participants, more, or chat, and you can see a place where you can raise your hand next to your name. And you can do that if you want to raise your hand, if you want to speak. Okay, Gigi, all that is present today is so much about where I am right now. It was so very moving for me. When you said that wholeness is there even when we're not feeling okay, I tend to want to separate those experiences, feel that this isn't wholeness, and that judgment of thinking love is the only wholeness. Wholeness. This impacted me so deeply. Thank you. Yes, this old pattern of not enough, yet one more layer. Like you said, can I be okay with this being here yet one more time? Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Gigi, for bringing that in. Yeah, yeah. And it's like in the beginning of the meditation, that's why I was inviting you, saying, oh, I'm witnessing or feeling this part of me, and witnessing and feeling this part of me, right? Because a lot of times we want to think, oh, shame, guilt, judgment, all that. It's not me. That's not me, right? That's something else. And then we deflect it and it creates separation, because then we're like, there's that sense of like, oh, I don't want that. And in not saying that we have to like be judgment or be shame, but there's also that sense of like, oh, wow. It's kind of looking at it as a tenderness, looking at it tenderly and saying, wow. Like Sharmi was saying, that can be pain, it can be agony, it can be really uncomfortable. But this is actually a feeling that's happening through my body, through my awareness. So it's here and a part of this experience and a part of me. So can I be compassionate? Can I be loving? Can I be caring to that part of myself, that feels those things? And so it's like I said, it's that consistent invitation to ourselves. Mistaris, I feel sadness for the tempering of the human experience. Tenderness is new for me. Such a warrior. Absolutely, Astaris. Thank you. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It is. It's one of the most, I think, excruciating yet rewarding and amazing experiences we can go through as a human. And I think, that's one of the things that a lot of the populations, like, doesn't really maybe have that awareness that that's what is happening, to really take in themselves, to really be with themselves. And that's where we also get to extend that love of like, wow, that awareness just isn't there. Can that be okay too? Can that be okay too? And yeah. And, I feel that life can be even more, there's a lot happening on our planet right now, so sometimes it feels really challenging, especially if we're feeling things collectively or looking out in the world going, whoa, look at that. How can I feel about that? Feel what you're feeling. That's how. Feel what you're feeling. If it's sadness, if it's grief, it's like, whoa. If it's just like, I don't know, confusion, like sometimes I go through these states, like I wrote in one of my last emails, like, F this, man. Like, life is ridiculous. Like, why are we doing this? What is this all about? What are we doing this for? And then, it's like letting ourselves feel that, letting ourselves go to that depth of like, had enough, and then letting ourselves come back to or just letting ourselves flow into the next feeling, the next experience, the next wave. And not feeling like we have to hold ourselves at any certain space. It's like, yeah, we have this idea, I want to hold myself at this frequency, but it's like, if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. Don't worry about it, right? Let yourself be where you are, and let that guide into the next space, and let that guide into the next space. And then it's using our awareness to acknowledge that. It's not just unconsciously letting ourselves just, cycle through things. It's going, I'm aware that I'm feeling this. And that self-reflective awareness is what creates the temperance, is what creates the presence, is what creates the expansion of awareness in our field, to allow the integration, to allow everything to just be. And then naturally, things just start to move on their own. It becomes just a natural rhythm, just like the tree, putting out its roots to grow and sucking up the water, and then, growing its leaves, and then the leaves shedding, and, everything going dormant in the winter, and then it coming back alive. It's these cycles, just letting that natural, with our awareness, with our a capacity to just be present with ourselves, it just becomes a natural flow. It becomes a very natural flow. And that flow, we just go with it. right? We just allow it to bring up those parts of ourselves that feel amazing and blissful and wonderful, maybe more balanced, maybe more neutral. Ooh, there's nothing really going on right now, maybe, it's just kind of, we're just here and going through the rhythms of the day, and that's cool, and then maybe we go through a struggle and it's just like, okay, here we go, you know. Here we go. Or can we go merrily, merrily down the stream? It's like, maybe we're just in our boat. Like, this is the vessel of just flowing down the river of life. And let's just be with it. Let's just be with it and give ourselves that gift of presence and compassion and love as much as possible without force, just allowing. Thank you, Kristen. I need to go. Yeah, thank you. It was really beautiful and wonderful, and I really felt the wholeness today. Yeah. Wow. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate all of you that allowed this for you to be and in this space together and share. Ingrid, did you want to share something?
Oh,
Okay. Somehow Ingrid got unmuted. Okay. I'll just read the last couple of messages here. And yes, huge thank you, dear Kristen, for your last massive, heart-opening, vulnerable, powerful shares, like feeling the despair fully and what's the point? Fuck it. Yeah. And allowing that deep pain fully to just be and hold space for ourselves with love. It's so good we are not alone and that this is the flow of isness, being gentle, slow, loving to ourselves. Full. Yeah. Sarah, thank you, Kristen, and to this group for this gorgeous meditation. I was able to further accept and be with some intense happenings my human self was still unpacking from this weekend. Wow. Thank you for allowing the space for yourself, Sarah, to be and do that. Wow. Yeah. Wow, Charmy. Yeah, I cried feeling you as I felt me reading that last email. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the power of sharing. Like, that's the power of sharing and being present with each other and allowing ourselves to really hear each other of what we're actually experiencing, so that we know we're not alone and that this is, what we came here to do for those of us who are being in our awareness together, is to support each other, no matter what we're feeling, no matter what's happening, and allow that. So thank you. Yeah. All right. Well, I just want to take a moment here, maybe all of us who are still present and want to just take a moment of stillness, of breath. Just let everything settle that came through for us. Just a stillness of breath here. Breathing in and letting and asking and being present with the body so that everything can just settle, integrate, be. And that we create this, if we wish to be in gratitude in our hearts for ourselves, to be in gratitude in our hearts for ourselves. And being in gratitude with each other, for each one of us here. And gratitude for life itself, this beautiful earth that we live with, and all the companions and all the other stars and planets and beings, physical and non-physical, that exist around us, with us. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I appreciate those of you who were present today and those of you coming through the replay. And Lisa, I'm just wanting to acknowledge you for feeling the dance and riding the waves, and Diana feeling the dance and just being. Yeah, thank you. Wow, so powerful today. Thank you all. I appreciate your presence. And I look forward to, I'll be doing a meditation another time this month to share deeply some more of the ways that we can support each other in integrating what's coming through on our planet and for ourselves. And just want to invite, if you feel the gift for our time today, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. Just letting you know it's available. uh, and I just wish you all a beautiful day, to really feel and just allow that presence. And thank you, Teresa. Yeah, just to breathe in the harmony and dance and create some fun and joy. And hopefully, if there's you wish to, get outside and have some time in nature and connect with your, maybe some bare feet on the ground if you are able to in the weather, or not, just maybe placing your hands on a tree if you can't put your bare feet on the ground because of snow. Just be, just feel the pulse of life today in the best way possible. So thank you so much. I love you all. I'll be sending out a YouTube replay, and this will be up on YouTube later. So much love to you all. Thank you, Roxana. Thank you, Sharmini. Thank you, Stars. If you want to unmute yourself to say your farewells, that's fine too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Heart to heart, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, dear Kristen. Mwah.
I like seeing you sitting there, everyone's smiling. Thank you. So much love.